Hey guys, these 3 performance tips will take you from looking like a good performer on stage to looking like you're a superstar. So why am I qualified to give you performance tips? Last year, I was paid over $100,000 to perform live, doing my singing and guitar playing act. And I helped mentor 10 artists that booked over $1 million worth of contracts last year. A couple of them are Monique Luhati, Sam Mangobat, Shane Taran, CY Leo, Aiden and Evelyn, Laurier LeChance. You can look them up on YouTube, just to name a few. These are people that I mentor and have helped make really successful careers for. So here are the 3 tips that are most often overlooked. Number 1 is learn and steal from the best performers in the world. It's funny because artists, we learn from the best performers when it comes to musicianship, vocal riffs, songs, things like that, but very rarely do we actually watch their live performances and take those things from them and really copy what they do. Only so many things work really well on stage, and they're kind of the same things over and over. I think the 3 greatest live performers of all time when it comes to music are James Brown, Michael Jackson, and Prince. So every performer that I work with, I tell them and I send them direct links of James Brown, Michael Jackson, and Prince's best live performances. And I tell them, steal every single one of these things that you possibly can. And you know what's really funny is actually Michael Jackson and Prince both stole most of their greatest moves, their dance moves, their mic stand kicks, their even the moonwalk. James Brown was basically doing a version of the moonwalk, and then Michael Jackson sort of made it his own thing. But really, they all came from James Brown. So it was like one guy that the 2 other best performers in the world stole all their stuff from. And you can do the same thing. Also, Usher. Look at Usher. Justin Bieber, all these guys that steal Michael Jackson stuff, Justin Timberlake. So find those best performers and steal from them. Pink, Beyonce, their moves, take them and use those moves and watch what they do very closely. The number 2 tip is make everything that you do on stage bigger than you think that it needs to be. I spent many years doing this wrong, where, I'm on stage and I'm singing and I think, okay, well, my arm's out, right? My arm's out, I'm singing. No, your arm is not out if it's like this or like this. Your arm is only out when it's 100% extended. You're only standing on stage when your legs are spread apart and you're leaning back, and you need to make yourself as big and powerful looking as you possibly can be. What you feel like looks stupid and looks like, okay, this is just a little bit too much, actually on stage, that is what looks good. Do everything to the extreme on stage, especially if you're performing in a big auditorium or a big theater. Most of the performances I do are in large theaters. So I look basically ridiculous on stage in a sense, but actually it looks totally rock star and giant and huge, and it looks like I own the stage. I'll give you an example. I'm working with a bass player who just a couple nights ago started doing a slap bass solo in my show. And I told him, hey, the slap bass solo, it looks pretty good, but there's a little railing on the side of the stage. Put your leg up there. That's gonna look so much cooler if you're playing your slap bass solo while you got your leg like way up on the side of the stage, and it just looks giant. And it's kind of stupid. Like, if you were playing a little lounge, you probably wouldn't put your leg up, on the railing while you were playing your bass solo. But in a theater, you need to do that in order to look confident and look like you own the stage. The number 3 tip I stole from every president ever, and that is point to audience members. Point to them. Even if you can't see them because the spotlights are in your eyes, point to them, look at them, pretend that you're looking at them. It just looks like you're connecting with them. And to everyone else in the audience, it goes, wow, he's really connecting with those people in the audience. And if you look at every presidential candidate ever, they're always pointing to people. Hey, you. Who knows who they're even really pointing at, if they're even pointing to anyone. But it just looks like they're connecting with the audience. Hey, you. Bill Clinton was famous for doing that, pointing and then doing a thumbs up. you know, but who knows if he was really pointing at anyone. The thing is, it looks like you're connecting with people. And if you look like you're doing something, then you might as well be doing it if you're on stage. The second thing to that is actually look at people in the audience. An artist that I mentor, Monique Luahati, I was watching her live performance and she comes out and she's just killing it. But I noticed that when she first came on stage, she wasn't really looking at anyone. And I told her, I said, Monique, you've got to come out and as soon as you get on stage, look some people in the eye. Look them in the eye. And there's just a different feeling and connection that happens when you look people in the eye. And everyone else can feel it as well. And it will change the whole dynamic of the room when you look people at the eye and you sing directly to them and connect directly to them. When you do that with just a few people, suddenly it's like you're connecting with the whole audience. And Monique did this in the next show that I saw her, and she talked to me backstage afterwards, and she said, wow, David, you were totally right. I didn't think that was really going to work, but just looking a couple people in the eye and connecting with them, it really changed the way that I felt and the way that everything in the room felt. So those are my 3 tips for looking like a superstar on stage. Good luck, guys. Let me know if these help you, and I hope you'll subscribe if you're new to my channel.